Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's been a very long time since we've actually made any content. My wife and I had our little girl in October. I've taken a break, tried to spend some time with family, diving into that. But speaking of family, I've got my little brother here, Ryan. He finished 34th yesterday at Columbus, but he wasn't playing meta. He was playing something interesting. Ryan, tell us what you were on, buddy.
It's playing Goblin Biker. I think it's a really good call for the format. Has a really good match against Ryziel. It's also something a lot of folks aren't expecting. A lot of folks don't know the cards do. So most of the time spent on the clock was explaining what my monsters and spells and pretty much everything in this deck does to some extent or another.
Right, and
It's
the old adage used to be, if you've got to read your opponent's cards, you've already lost. So,
yeah.
like, if you don't know what it does and you've been preparing for meta and doing your job really as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, like when you get paired up against somebody playing Goblin Bikers, which, just to be honest, the Indianapolis, it was a regional that I went to. I was playing Sprite. I never would have known how to play Goblin Bikers if it wasn't for you playing against it. So, like, if you don't know what these decks do, you're going to get rolled pretty quickly. So it looks like that a little bit of a die roll, a little bit of a luck roll, but definitely a lot of skill piloting this deck. You've been playing the deck since release. When did it release? Do you remember?
Phantom Nightmare was the initial release. We had the first four main deck monsters being Doug, Clatter, Merciless, and Boomok. We had the two in the extra being
Gabonga.
Gabunga, and Crazy Beast.
Yes, sir.
And then we had Grand Entrance and Bash for the spells. The trap we got first off, like Stampede was not good, but Pile Up was the newer trap.
Much
we
better.
got that, and I think did we get that in info?
I think it was info. But nevertheless, you've been playing this deck pretty much since release. We've been toying around with it. You love the level 3 toolboxes. I'm ready to get into it if you are. So lead us off, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the best starter in the deck was 3 copies of Speedroid Terror Top.
3 ulti terrors.
Yeah, then Bricky Search off of being the Takatom work.
Right.
Now, being able to get into your Gabunga just off this, and then not having committing your normal summon is really good because if you have an awkward hand, you might need normal summon later on to extend your plays further.
Yeah.
Or if like you get stopped somewhere, like they just keep playing from there. So now let's get into the actual named part of the engine. I was playing 2 Gone Wild, which is your was honestly your best normal summon. 3 Doug Charger.
3 QCR Doug Chargers.
Yeah. 1 Clatter, 1 Merciless, 1 Boomok. Now, Boomok is realistically the worst one to draw. But into a Ryziel, if you draw this, it's actually kind of funny. Because if they don't have a name engrave to attach with their duo drive, and they declare the effect to detach to and search, just chain the
Boombox because that takes away their detaches, right?
Yeah, pulls 1 they can't detach to
because it has to be 2.
Has to be 2. So it basically turns into a hand trap. Same concept as if you're playing against Pearly.
Right.
You can pull the cat out from underneath the Noir, and it just turns off.
Now,
the card.
Sorry, would you consider running more than 1 Boombox, or do you think 1 is max?
1 is the most I would ever want to play.
Well, I'm just talking format specifically, where we're in an Xyz format. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, the only one I would consider playing multiples of would be Clatter or Merciless.
Okay.
Because they give you more actual utility aside from being just a body to summon.
Okay.
They can bring 1 back from grave or a special 1 from hand. And then
okay.
Clatter bringing back to Doug searching for more follow up is
pretty busted.
Pretty good. All right, so now let's go into the spells. So I'm playing 3 Grand Breakout, which is realistically the best card in the deck. Against one of my matchups, I felt bad for him. I played him round 7. He was on Voiceless Voice, and he was a really nice guy. So he activates Saphira. I ashed it. He Blessing, grow it back, set a card past.
Really nice guy. Wild. Anyway,
he's a really nice guy. I was his only loss. And
That's pretty crazy. All day, only loss,
oh,
or
he
just to
gave
that point.
all day because he didn't lose to his buddy, but he gave his buddy the win because his buddy needed an invite.
Okay.
And they both ended up getting an invite as well. He ended up getting like 22nd, I think.
Okay.
But I normal summoned Wild. He tried to impermanent. I was chained to breakout, and he scooped.
Yeah, I mean, it puts
He
another
said his
body on
hand
board
was,
instantly, doesn't it?
yeah, and then the Wild does too. So it secures an OTK if he has nothing else.
For sure.
Um,
When did that come out? The Grand Breakout. When was that released? It's the newer one, right?
It came out in Rhoda, actually.
Okay. Yeah, Rhoda made Goblin Biker just so much better. I'd actually, if you remember, I was looking for a biker core pre-Rhoda, but nobody was wanting to sell. So
yeah, people were holding it. Then the next best spell, we have 2 Grand Entrance. I opted to play 2 instead of 3 just for consistency's sake. But the deck's at 46 and it's pretty tight.
Oof.
I mean, having a third, I never needed a third because of one of the engines I have in the deck allows me to grab these back from banished. So I never had.
You
the
never
need
cared.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's an idea. If you
So-
want to play 3. It's a good starter. Search everything in your deck.
Okay. I've got a question
yeah,
later.
so-
You can keep going.
Yeah, sure. Then for the first of the 2 auxiliary engines, we're playing everyone's favorite Fiendsmith.
Yeah.
I know, right? Just going through my. I got these when they were lower. I'm truly glad because they're back up to a ridiculous price.
Yeah, they are.
It's all very self-contained and like they stop most of your stuff and you just discard Engraver or activate Tract, or we'll summon the Lacrima if you start with Terror Top. I shockingly did not draw her as much as I did in testing, which was very fortunate.
Yeah.
But it's all well and good. I'm also not playing the trap, but I still bluff as if I had it, because I would keep her in Requiem and Grave and bluff as if I had the trap. If I
It
didn't
makes them
summon
think about
Desiree.
interactions. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm bringing out summoning Requiem back out and summoning Desiree as a form of like to stop an attack, or just try and bait interaction to have them.
So
like, not.
we're only at a 5-card Fiendsmith engine right now. Like
Yeah.
you're not playing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not playing the trap. I don't have 3 Engraver,
Okay.
so it's just 5 cards.
May have worked out for you.
It worked out pretty well. Then for the the engine that actually caught a lot of people off guard, playing Horus.
Okay, so we're still on the Horus stuff. You and I have talked
Yeah.
about this.
I really enjoyed the Horus stuff. Mseti is a house, and it also clears Chaos Angel because of King Sarcophagus.
Yeah.
So I only ever had one person summon Chaos Angel against me. I didn't need this to out it, but we'll get to that later on because
Okay.
it was kind of it wasn't really like an actually insane play or anything. It was just a matter of him not reading the interactions properly, and I was able to.
Yu-Gi-Oh players can't read, buddy. Why do you think we play the game?
It's true, but no, it's also a magnet for Ash. So
Yeah, it is.
I lost round 2 because I bricked twice. My hands were just absolutely dog water. So there was Mseti, Happy, Taka Tomborg, and
In a 46-card deck?
yes, I'm trying to remember I
man.
can't remember the last card was. I'll remember it later when it's on board.
Yeah,
but
it's
it was,
okay. We'll get to matchups here in a little bit.
But yeah, no, it was really bad. I drew that hand effectively twice. The second time it was better because I had Terror Top instead of
Tekatama. Ugh.
But it didn't matter because like a special Veiler effect Ash. It's like, oh my god. Excuse me. It was he also topped. Funny enough, everyone I lost to was in the within top cut.
That's
which
probably
really
why
helped.
I know you and I had talked and you were close to bubble through round 9. But
Yeah,
that probably definitely helped, like being able to have those those top players be the guys you lost to definitely helps.
Yeah, like the fella I lost to round 8, he got second place, so that definitely pulled me up.
Okay, let's keep going.
That was yeah, for sure. Now we get into all the fun non-engine. So 3 Ash, 3 Valor, 3 Perulia, and 1 Fuolos, 2 Nib, 3 Imperm, 2 Talents.
Okay,
So
so let's pause here for a second. So I've got a couple questions. One, how did you feel about 3 Valor?
it's pretty good.
Would you
It's not.
cut it to 2? I usually prefer 2 Valor, but would you keep it at 3?
I'm kind of keeping it at 3 for the time because a lot of stuff is like heavily affected by Valor,
Okay.
and like if I cut anything, it would probably be the like move the nibs to the side if at all.
Okay.
Like they're good, but at the same time, like I didn't draw it enough. So either up it to 3 or put it in the side.
Okay.
Um,
Um,
only one only one full loss because I only have one.
would you run
Um,
more multis, or could you find ways to replace the multis?
if I get a second Fulos, I would cut a Perulia to the side and replace it with the Fulos, just to have more variety.
Okay.
Um, but that's really that. They're really good cards. I remember against a Rizio matchup, I activated Fulos. He used Crossout. I chained a Perulia. And I
Oh,
still ended up drawing like 3 cards. So it was pretty good. So move on to
tactics
good.
play well.
Oh yeah, no, this card's bananas.
I only
Like
ever
this
play it
card,
at 2 also.
yeah. No, even at honestly playing this at all is really good. Also like talents take the rank 6 Wave King.
Mm-hmm.
Talents take Wave King and then just slap on a Lancer. They're not getting it back, and the Lancer is
Yep.
just absolutely juicy. Um, all right,
Okay,
so
hit
let's
us.
move on to
Yeah, hit us with those last couple.
the last card. There's only one left.
Okay, hit us with that
And I'll
last
ask
one.
the full armored Xyz for the Xyz package. Lancer is a house. And then the effect engraved for this is also like it clutches up games because it gives you an absolute beat stick for whatever you're equipping with.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to. Do you want to do the extra deck first or the
Yeah, we'll
side?
do extra than side.
Alrighty.
Is extra pretty standard now?
Um, yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, I think the extra deck's pretty tight.
Okay.
All right, so we're playing 2 Gabunga just for keeping them in rotation. Playing 1 Torpedo, 1 Fortress, and 1 Dark Knight Lancer.
Okay.
So then we have 2 rank 6s, being the Goblin's Crazy Beast and the Wave King
And
Season.
Wave King, yes sir.
Yep. I only summoned the Beast once, and it didn't really do a whole lot for me when I did. But it's still like being able to quick effect to attach something and rip materials off your opponent's cards is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's also something people don't realize. This can detach from any Xyz on field.
Yes, it can.
And the last 2 Xyzs in the extra, we got 1 Zombie Vampire and 1 Photon Lord.
How did Vampire run?
Pretty well. Round 7. Oh, what was that? I had 3 cards left in hand after getting hit by like a bunch of hand traps, and he said that those cards in hand better be combo like a Terror Top. And it's like, well, we're gonna see. I had Imseti pitch full armor, and summon itself. Grab the spell, draw a card. The draw was an engraver, so that was really good.
Oh man.
Bend the other card, which was an entrance, and then I send happy, summon both back, make a vampire, shuffle up, mill 4, this Terror Top off the top.
Oh.
So I don't care if I put like an engraver and an engraver not. I have a full board and he's not breaking it.
Exactly. Okay.
Then move on to the less flashy stuff. 1 SP, 1 Requiem, 1 Sequence, 1 Moon, 1 Princess, and then the Desiree.
How did Moon play?
I mean, it's
Necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta play it. I mean, I can play the Jin instead, like the rank 3 Light Fiend Jin,
Mm-hmm.
but if they call if they flip a D barrier, I'm not getting
You're
any Greenstone
screwed.
stuff
Yeah.
then. Yeah,
Okay.
already. Photon Lord's also crazy though. Like it's a negate that doesn't destroy, but it's also like just an absolute big body.
Yeah.
All right, now move on to the side
Let's go
deck
to the
here.
side.
All right, so three Lancea, three Lancea for Malice.
I personally think that's the best side card right now.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I couldn't find my Sanctum. I looked through all my stuff. And I could not find my artifact Sanctum,
You could
so I
ask
only
me.
played. Yeah, but I'd have to go all the way down to where you live.
Nah, I worked Thursday and Friday. I could have helped. Okay,
That's
what's
fair.
up next?
I got two Ghost Ogre, just
Okay.
because it's pretty good against Malice to a point. As long as they don't shifter you, you can just pop a Link too, and then it's like kind of stun their plays. It's also really good against Raizu because you can pop a Duo Drive, and you proceed from there. All right. So then from there we have three Crossout.
Mandatory.
Served me pretty well. Two Cyclone. I sided this in against Ryziel to deal with Cross. Never saw it.
Hmm.
And then also I would have sided this in against other matchups, but there was like I didn't play anything that was like stun adjacent.
That you needed it, right?
Yeah. Then the one cross out target in the side deck being a shifter. Oh my god. I drew this against
Okay, so this is the question I had earlier, and I had to write it down so I didn't forget. My question was, does shifter hurt? Obviously, I already know it does. I mean, you're playing an Xyz deck, but my like shifter decks when you don't know what you're playing in game one and somebody drops shifter, obviously you're only siding the cross out. What kind of plays do we do to work around shifter?
Play as low the ground as you can, really.
Okay, so use as few resources as possible. Just put up a formidable board that you don't think they can break and move on.
Well, it's not even just a matter of like having like a strong board that they can't break. You're gonna have to make a half board at best, just to where like you can limit the loss of resources.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they chain shifter to like your engraver, that's gonna suck. Or if they chain it to your M-Steady, that's also gonna suck.
Because those have to
Um,
send, right?
yeah,
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
that
Well,
answers my question.
yep. Then for the last four cards, we got two Thrust, one Slayer, and one D-Barrier. D-Barrier doubles as a crossout target, and
Mm-hmm.
same thing for Slayer. I, funny enough, I didn't side Slayer in a whole lot. I, I sided in blind round 3. No, sorry, it was round 4. I sided in blind because the opponent I was playing against scooped after seeing my board because he ashed the wrong card.
Yeah.
I was able to play free, and that was his only form of interaction. Then
So you
he
don't know
made
what
me
you're
go
playing
first.
game two, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I decided to go second. It's like, well, this is gonna be interesting. He made me go first. Like, oh, cool, tin pot. Then
Huh.
my hand was absolutely dog shit. Perulia, Nib, Thrust, Engraver.
Pass.
No, I didn't pass. I was Engraver did the Desiree line. Because I didn't know what I was going to play against, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to play around board breakers. I'm going first. It's dollars to donuts. It's going to be
Tipai.
oh great, Tempai.
Tipai,
So
Castira, something like that.
yeah, he double Perulias me in draw phase.
Hmm.
I didn't give him a single draw.
Good.
Yeah, so then I thrusted for an imperm, then just did the whole Fiendsmith line for Desiree. Then it goes to him. He tries to storm my back row. I just negate it. Desiree, he knows his Chunger, goes battle, declare attack, imperm. It dies. Then goes back to me. I draw a Gone Wild.
Oh, there we go.
So I'm off to the. I want it from there.
He went wild. He went wild.
Yeah, so it was a pretty open and shut.
Okay,
I was
so
really surprised just like be playing against one of those playing Senpai still.
before you throw those out,
Yeah.
let's talk about some changes. Are there any changes in the side you'd want to make? Like you said, Slayer didn't really come up. You only blindsided it in once. Like,
Yeah.
what changes would we make?
Well, I'm still gonna keep Slayer in there because I'm only sighted in blind once.
Yeah.
I still sighted it in. I sighted it against Ryziel, obviously. Additionally, I sighted it against Malice because I can just send the link 2 and shuffle it back in with Engraver.
Okay. Anything you'd really change in the side then?
Uh,
I mean, to me, it looks really solid.
I mean, post Supreme Darkness, I'm not sure how much Malice we're gonna still see.
Okay, so that would take away the shifter out, and you could add another card.
Potentially, add another thrust target maybe.
Okay.
Then these, I think I'm still gonna keep ogres on the side, or if it comes up to it, I might move these to the main, or cut a Lancia for a Sanctum because I'm gonna have to.
I understand the Lancia for a Sanctum, especially running thrust there. What about? Did a lot of people who went first, did they end on a single monster? Would Herald of Darkness or Abyss, whatever that is, I think it's Herald of the Abyss. Would it matter? Where they have to send their biggest?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Because well, I guess it works against Detonator, but I really don't want to pay 2,000 life points just to
That's fair.
like get shafted in time.
Yeah. Okay. Any changes in the main? I know we're a little heavy at 46. Is there something we'd cut? Would you still play the one flu? Would you take it out and cut a card? I mean, where are we at on that?
So for the main deck, the main and extra are probably going to change to a point post Supreme Darkness, because we're getting a new rank 6.
That's to be expected. I just mean for this format, if somebody's wanting to not necessarily net deck, but just wanting to put a little bit more of their own flair, own flavor on it, what changes would you suggest, or what changes could you see being effective?
I mean, you don't have to play the aim. Like, instead of playing, if you don't want to pay for the Fiendsmith stuff, you can play a small Unchained package.
Okay.
That would cut down a lot of your extra deck space.
So just to be honest, that's what I would consider. That's what I would probably do.
I mean, that's 5 cards out of your extra deck, because like you'll be swapping these two to like a
Yama and a Soul,
a Yama and a Rage, and that'll help you make your it'll lock you into Fiends when he's on field, but like just Beast is a Fiend and so is Caesar.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever. Then you have 3 flex spots then. And if you don't play the Horus stuff, you have 2 more flex spots.
But I think Horus stuff's definitely necessary. And honestly, it's pretty reasonable right now. You can get the whole Horus package for what you can spend on one engraver. So, okay.
That's so real.
Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to mention? I want to talk about your matchups, but that's the last thing I've got on my list. So round 1 through round 9, if you don't care.
Round 1, I remember them. Round 1 was Ryziel. I lost die roll, and it was a pretty fair matchup. It was game 1 was I can't remember what my hands were. I remember I won the match because I just continuously outgrinded them.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're using their resources too as well as your own.
Yeah.
So
then one thing that people like forget about is that Breakout has a graveyard effect. So if an attack is declared involving like a Goblin Biker Xyz monster, I can detach like all their materials, and then my opponents will the monsters will lose 1,000 for each material permanently. So
they swing and then they pop their own monster that way.
Yeah, essentially. It's on only issue here is it's on attack deck, not on damage calc.
Well, that's okay. It forces an interaction.
Now the weird part about this, it's the only Goblin Biker card that detaches for cost. Everything else detaches as effect. Yeah, it's weird. But 1,000 for each material is crazy, and this is where it's permanent. Their detonator gets like just absolutely swamped.
Yeah.
Another thing. We'll leave that for later. That's way earlier down the line.
So round 1 was a win versus Ryziel. What do we have round 2?
Ryziel again. The game I bricked twice.
Okay, so we're 1-1 there.
Yeah, I lost that one. Round 3 was against Malice. I won game 1, lost game 2 because my Lancia got called by. Only
Oh,
time I drew Lancia all day too. Funny enough. So I lost that because I couldn't out their board. They had both non-target banishes. They had GWC to bring back White
mm-hmm.
Binder and start picking Savile Grave. Uh, pretty much every interaction they needed.
Okay.
My hand just wasn't strong enough. In game 3, I was able to. Game 3 was really short because we only had 8 minutes left. So I was able to finish my turn in about 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to set up a full board roughly. He had 2 minutes to try and break it. He had no way to gain life. Well,
Okay.
he attempted to. He flipped GWC and I Caesared it.
Yeah. Get the negate out of the way.
Well, no, GWC is one that they help.
No,
Let's them
you
gain life.
used your
Yeah,
negate to not allow them to gain life and win.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so round 3 Malice was a dub. What about round 4?
Round 4 was Tenpai, which was a Swift 2-0. Then
And then what was 5?
a mirror match.
Oh man. And hopefully you did not lose that mirror.
No, I didn't. I didn't drop the mirror. I did lose. I lost game 1
Well,
actually.
that happens.
But
I would
like
have given you so much crap if you'd have lost the mirror though.
oh no, I wouldn't. I'd be kicking myself.
Okay, so we're 4-1 going into round 6 here.
Yeah. Now what's funny? What's really funny about this is the guy that a mirror match. His name was also Ryan.
Oh, that's hilarious. You guys roll in
Yeah.
packs, I guess. The bikers roll together. The biker boys roll together.
It was a really fun match. Round 6 was voiceless. That was a dub. Round 7 was Ryziel again. Now this is the I won game 1. He got game 2. I got game 3. So game 3, what was the board state was really simplified. Like he realistically didn't have a way to win. Like he really made himself feel bad. Well, hold on. Let me just go and recreate this real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like I'm just gonna simplify it. And he had chaos. He had Chaos Angel and two of the small Ryziels. I think it was an ice and a sword. So I don't know what possessed him to do this because he couldn't have killed me if I remember life right, but he would have put me like really low. So he swung in a Chaos Angel into the fortress instead of a sequence.
That
It's like
doesn't
on
make any
attack,
sense.
right? It was a light only Chaos Angel, so it dies here because effect, banish
Mm-hmm.
it, target the zombie vampire,
Yeah.
equip it, gains 3k, so it's a 55, and the attack goes through because nothing changed on field.
Mm.
So he eats it. Then they kill the sequence, which is whatever. It rolls back to me, bop bop, kill.
Yeah.
He was.
He sold that one.
Someone better check on him.
So round 8 and 9 looks like we dropped both of those then.
I
So
did, yes.
What was 8?
8 was pure Ryziel. So I would have been able to grind and survive, but he had the perfect outs game 3. Now my hand game 3 was absolutely horrendous. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this hand exactly because I'm something of my nightmares.
I guarantee it.
Where was the this was my exact hand game 3.
No thanks.
Effect gets ashed.
You're like
Normal summon. Effect tribute. I have to. There's nothing else I can do there.
I know. That's rough.
Yeah. No, it was not good. So here's the thing. I was able to kind of grind with it. He couldn't kill me because of the board I had like established, but he what
Got you on the
was it?
follow up on the correct pack.
Not even just that. He had Ash for the like, so I brought back the Link one with Lacrima, and then it kind of sat there for a minute. I ended up top decking a King Sark later on, so I was able to establish.
At least play, yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing: there wasn't enough resources still in deck for me to like warrant a zombie vampire play because of what I had to go through
That's fair.
uh, to establish a board. So I didn't do zombie vampire. I just made the other rank 8, the Photon Lord, because I can just negate a monster. Like, because I know he has ice in hand, and that was the only, he had 2 cards in hand, one being ice. He top decks a good old Ultimate Slayer and spins back my feller.
That sucks.
Yeah. So that leaves me with a few names in grave, and the Link one on field. So he tries to go battle. I activate the effect of Link 1. He ashes it. I chain the Link, the threes engrave, Clatter and Boomlock. He negates one of Cross and calls by the other. Like, he got it. There was
Yeah.
nothing I
Feel
could
like
do.
you earned
He
that one,
just
buddy.
had it. Then round 9, it was nothing so spectacular. I lost in time to Malice.
Okay.
I didn't have a Caesar for the GWC.
That's fair. And they got it in time.
Yep.
Okay. Well, buddy, I really appreciate your time. I appreciate the deck list. Anything else you want to get off your chest? Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh no, nothing really. I mean, if
Okay.
you're gonna play the deck, just make sure you take your time, make it your own, because everyone that plays this deck has a different list.
Oh,
But
100%.
I have not met a single person that has a list that's one for one the same as anyone else.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Great top yesterday. 34th out of how many players?
I think it was like 309 or 301, somewhere in that
See, that's
ballpark.
still great. That's top 10%. Like, and I know it was top 48 for invites, but
Yeah, which means
playing rogue at a 300 person adventure, regional, is a pretty good result. So I mean, we were 6-1. I will say, I'm gonna throw you under the bus a little bit. We were 6-1 going into round 8, but you got that invite pulled out. So I'm really proud of you. Really happy you did so well. But we're going to go ahead and close it out. I really appreciate everybody who's watched the list. If you have any questions, make sure to leave those down in the comments below. I talk to Ryan pretty regularly, so those will get answered. He watches the comments to make sure that if it's something he'll answer, he'll just answer it. But I appreciate your guys' support. Thanks for your continued love, even though we haven't been posting. But we're going to try to start getting back to that. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.